In 1991, Typhoon Uring dropped roughly 580.22 millimeters of rain in a span of 3 hours, causing the devastating 1991 Ormoc flash flood, which killed roughly 8,000 people. The worst disaster to hit Ormoc, and one of the worst disasters in the history of the Philippines. Many were left homeless, without food, water, electricity, and loss of family members. The national government was not able to respond immediately because the city was alienated from the rest of the country. The news that was known in Manila was that Ormoc is in the northern part of Leyte. The Ormocanans' self-reliance and resilient attitudes were put into good use. Peace and order was maintained even without police visibility. There was no looting. People queued whenever they buy food, fuel, water, and others. One particular person, in the name of Dodong CODILLA, an ordinary businessman, brought in his heavy equipments to clear the road and city streets, to pave the way for the easy access of people and vehicles. He withdrew plywood and wood lumber materials from his hardware and gave it to his fellow victims, free of charge. Dodong CODILLA continued his clearing operations for 10 days until the local government was ready to work. The national government at this time sent relief operations through the local government, but unfortunately, some relief goods were unevenly distributed. Imported canned goods such as maling, corned beef, and meatloaf were exchanged for locally made sardines by some personalities in the then local government. Dodong CODILLA was already known for his generosity, and Typhoon Uring affirmed it. So in 1992, Dodong CODILLA won as mayor of Ormoc City with the guiding principle of ibalik ang kalinaw kung kauswagan. Because he came from the poor, he opened the mayor's office to the common tao. Treatment between the rich and the poor in terms of law abidance were strictly observed. Because of the flash flood experience, Dodong CODILLA asked the national government through the Japanese International Cooperation Agency or JICA to construct a river control on the Malbasag and Anilo rivers with a stretch of 1.5 kilometers each. With Dodong's prayer to God, the Japanese government granted his request and constructed the project with a cost of 1.6 billion pesos. And because of his sincerity, the project was all granted. Because of the many needs our Ormoc lacked, he then abolished business monopoly by opening Ormoc Port to other shipping lines and invited investors, of which Gaisano Main was the first. Dodong completed the shopping mall and bid for the reimbursement of the construction cost, insurance premium of the building, rental of the lot, and the number of years they will occupy, of which Gaisano Main won the bidding. The proceeds of the said strategy were used to construct the Ormoc City Superdome. Among the infrastructures that were done during this term were city sodium lighting, Alegria Naongan Road concreting, Valencia Sabangbao Road and water system, city drainage system, market buildings A and B, JICA resettlement area, and Tambolilid resettlement area. During his term, Ormoc City even garnered national recognition like the cleanest and greenest city, finalist and national champion, spearheaded by B-Boy CODILLA as the chairman of the Clean and Green Committee then. At the end of his third 3-year term as mayor, Dodong CODILLA ran for a seat in Congress in 2001, while Winnie CODILLA ran for the mayoralty race but was unfortunate to win the seat. However, Dodong CODILLA though won, but was deprived of the first year and a half of his term due to technicalities in election process. For the period 2001 to 2004, Ormoc affairs were managed by the administration from the opposite camp. Under this administration, peace and order became the major problem. Many were shot and killed. All these atrocities were unsolved. Fear and trauma were haunting the Ormocanon. Around 9 p.m., city streets were almost empty of people. These feelings prevailed until 2004 election. The CODILLA family gambled one of their members in the person of B-Boy to run for mayor with the hope to liberate the Ormocanons from these man-made terrors. Thus, in 2004 election, with the collective effort of the Ormocanons, Engineer B-Boy CODILLA won as the new mayor of Ormoc City. B-Boy CODILLA first instilled simple discipline to LGU employees by wearing uniform and attending flag ceremony. He then streamlined application of business permits to ease the burden of the business sector. With the new reform in 2004, there were 2,000 business establishments and an increase to 4,700 by year 2013. He introduced the 3-in-1 buildings to decentralize social, health, and police services into 6 geographical districts. This brought about the availment of social services closer to the barangays. He distributed school supplies to elementary students. He constructed the perimeter fences, the school perimeter fencing, 288 classrooms, 11 e-learning centers, alternative learning system, college scholarship programs, job order teachers. He even implemented the rehabilitation and expansion of Ormoc water system. He built the Orwasa office building. He completed the new Ormoc City Hall. He also completed the Ormoc City Fire Station, Manpower Building, DepEd Building, Agritech Building, Ormoc City Hospital, the installation of the citywide CCTV, the construction of Olympic-sized swimming pool, the sanitary landfill, the air-conditioned terminal lounge, various barangay road concreting project, 26 covered courts, food park, the Ormoc City Rescue Team, likewise, Rescue Olympics every 11th of November. He launched the Tugug Festival every 20th of October. As an agricultural city, he introduces the Rice Production Enhancement Program, which made Ormoc rice sufficient even during the rice crisis, and garnered the Gawad Saka Best in Hybrid Rice Award. Other recognitions garnered during his administration were the Gawad Pamana ng Lahi, Seal of Good Housekeeping Awards. In governance, he ordered for the increase in collection efficiency, which enabled the LGU to finance these various projects. In his term, significant increase in local tax collection was materialized. From 95 million in 2004 to 417 million in 2011 in a span of 7 years. This happened without introduction of new taxes nor increase of local taxes, and because of this, Ormoc was awarded the Best Business-Friendly City. All these programs and accomplishments were worth more than billions of pesos, done without loans. Mayor B-Boy's administration guiding principle was work for a cause, not for applause. While our Constitution allowed only 3 terms, in 2013, Mayor B-Boy handed over the position to his brother, Engineer Undo, who won as the new mayor of Ormoc City. Mayor Undo is a low-profile person. He is not a man of many words, but more of actions. Mayor Undo was responsible for the implementation of the birthday gift for the senior citizens program. When Typhoon Yolanda hit Ormoc in November 8, 2013, substantial damage to properties were experienced. Even as a neophyte city mayor, he mobilized his heavy equipment to clear the access roads of Ormoc without expecting compensation. He donated 50 hectares of land to foreign donor for the relocation of the Yolanda victims' housing units. He rehabilitated the Ormoc City Hall, Ormoc City Superdome, the Agritech building, the public market buildings, the Ormoc City air-conditioned lounge, various school classrooms, covered courts, 3-in-1 buildings, the engineering office building, hanging bridge, Ormoc City tourism, Ormoc City slaughterhouse, concrete perimeter fences, improvement of bleachers, Ormoc City food park, ongoing rehabilitation of the city hospital. The enhancement of emergency medical and technical rescue services is made possible. Even the completion and make operational the Olympic-sized swimming pool. Projects such as road concreting, construction of drainage and pathways in various barangays, as well as the construction of Ormoc Community Evacuation Center are materialized in Mayor Undo's administration. Despite political disturbances, Mayor Undo managed to distribute the Emergency Shelter Assistance, ESA, and was one of the earliest LGU to release the ESA. Mayor Undo was recognized by the national leadership for his steady focus in the rehabilitation, distribution of relief, and running the welfare of the local government. As political will, Mayor Undo dismissed casual and regular employees who were tested positive on drugs. He requested a police officer who seriously arrests drug personalities to aid him in his quest for drug syndicate. But because of politics, this police officer was requested by the district representative to be transferred outside of Ormoc. Mayor Undo's administration guiding principle, ang buhat pasultion, dili ang sulti pabuhaton. Except in 2001 to 2004, since 1992 to 2013, the Ormocanon entrusted their future to the CODILLAs. The 3 CODILLAs, namely Noy Dodong, Engineer B-Boy, and Engineer Undo, belong to the middle class. Their origins and characters reflect the fairness and respect of treating and handling people from all classes. They may not be perfect, but they have the will to achieve. They may not even have the excellent looks, but they have the heart to understand. They may not be excellent leaders, but they liberated business monopoly, instilled self-identity, restored democracy, freedom of speech, and freedom of expression to us, Ormocanon. Mao kini ang CODILLA. Unsa ug kinsa kaniadto, Karon ug Ogma, way paglubad, andam tagana mo tabang, maduol, matinun-anon, ug kugihan.
Way laing mutabang sa atong Ormoc, kundili kitang mga Ormocanon. Daghang salamat.